Hey, Mark the Guitar Guy here. Welcome to my video on teaching you how much time you should practice, because I get this question all the time, from especially on YouTube. Actually, some of the comments that I have a look at, and I do read all of the comments that come through. So if you want to comment, I will definitely read your comments, especially if it's something cool. I'll definitely enjoy that and maybe even give it a like. But what I get a lot of the time is, hey, how much practice should I be doing, because I want to get really, really good. And what I would do is ask you a bunch of questions as your guitar teacher to figure out what your schedule is. Because let's face it, we all have busy lives, and some of us may be students and we have a lot of time on our hands potentially, or other people are such busy people we just don't have much time at all. We're parents, or we're juggling 2 different jobs at the same time, and we've only got a small amount of time that we can actually use. So what I would say to you is, firstly, you need to decide how much time you have to practice. And when I say that, it could actually be 15 minutes. That's fine. I would rather you do 15 minutes on a regular scale, as in every single day, or at least 5 days a week. Do 15 minutes and check a little box on your diary or something that says, yes, I've done my practice for the day. That is a much better method than, oh man, I want to do 2 hours a day. And then, because one day you're going to do an hour and a half, and you're going to go, oh, I'm depressed because I only did an hour and a half. Now, that's the wrong way to think. You just need to pick up the guitar on a regular basis. But what I've done for you is divided it into 3 ways, like 3 ways of practice. So if you have 15 minutes to practice, what I would suggest is you spend the first 5 minutes of that practicing technique. So getting some technique down. So you might just spend 5 minutes, and I'd actually use a watch and go and click the watch and use the timer, because that's kind of how I roll. And I might be just doing some exercises. Maybe you've learned a scale shape and you want to practice the scale shape. So you might actually spend 5 minutes of your time doing some technical stuff, meaning it's physical. So it's in a physical thing you're doing. Or it might be an exercise where you're doing spider fingers, for example, working your way up the guitar, getting all the fingers going, doing good picking technique, or finger style stuff. You might be doing a little finger style pattern. Whatever it is, I recommend doing 5 minutes to start with of that. So you're dividing it into 3, that 15-minute schedule. Then once you've done your 5 minutes of that, I would recommend doing 5 minutes of learning something new. So let's say you were learning the song, for example, Sweet Home Alabama. Then I would be like, okay, for this next 5 minutes, I'm just going to work on Sweet Home Alabama. Start my timer, and I'd be like working on whatever you're up to. You might have done that bit. You might be up to the next bit, learning that section. Whatever section you're learning, spend 5 minutes, so that's the second third of your playing. So remember, we're dividing it into 3, learning how to play something new. Okay, so the first part, again, just to refresh, is physical. You're doing something physically by playing guitar, physical techniques, doing exercises for that first 5 minutes. The next 5 minutes, you're learning something brand new, like a song, something that's exciting for you, that's challenging for you, that you can get into. Now, the last 5 minutes, this is the coolest part, because remember, we've got 3 parts to this. The last part of this is where you have fun. It's really, really important, this bit, because you're playing guitar to have fun. It should be enjoyable. This is where you just jam out. You might put a backing track on, play along with it. You might jam with a friend. You might go through a piece that you know really well, and you just play through it, and you just enjoy it. So there's 3 things happening there. The first part of it is physical, okay? Physical is you're going through the techniques. The second part of that, you're learning something new. So it's your mind. You're learning stuff that's new with your mind. You're programming new things. And the third part of that is your, I guess, spiritual or your energetic side of things. You get to feel the feeling of playing music. It's really important that you finish off having fun, because your last memory is going to be of having fun and enjoying your practice routine. So that's 15 minutes. Now that's going to be amazing. If you do that every single day, it's going to be incredible for your guitar playing. Now I'm going to include some other tips and tricks on those things that I just talked about in some new videos coming up soon. So check out those as well if you need some more tips and tricks on what you should be doing for your guitar playing. So it doesn't matter how long your guitar playing is. I think your first 5 minutes should be technique. Then you can divide your lesson time up. So if you've got an hour, maybe the first 5 minutes do your techniques, and then after that you've got an hour, so you've got like 55 minutes left. I'd say do like half an hour on technique, on learning some new songs, or learning a new piece, and then another half hour or so, 25 minutes on having fun. Okay, so hopefully that's clear for you. Divide it into 3, get that first 5 minutes out of the way, and you're away. Hey, if you enjoyed that lesson, please subscribe and go and check out some of my other videos. Check out my whole channel, it's awesome. Plus, if you've got any comments, stuff you'd like to tell me or let me know, I would love to see that, so comment below. My phone's always going off with little wee like zzz, got a new comment from YouTube, and I check them all out. Plus, you want to like it and share it with your friends, I'd love that. Otherwise, go play some guitar, freaks. See you soon.